Alrighty, boys and girls, we're back at it. Got the new quill shaft came in from the jungle store right there. $44. Came with hardware. Come with a pulley. I went with the pulley just because why not? It was only like $4 more. So you couldn't buy a pulley for $4 more. So I mean, other than Amazon, right? That'd probably be a $15, $20 dealer part. So that's what I did there. I got this thing up in the air. I got to get the pulley off the original shaft, and that's got to come off. So again, I will reiterate what happened. Let me get in here for a second. This is the blade. This isn't the blade that was damaged. This is the good blade, and I'll show you what happened with the damaged quill shaft. So you can see the star pattern there, and the blade interlocks with the star pattern. That just clicks on like that. That gives you your, sorry I'm out of shot. That gives you your positive drive for the blade. What happened was the rope got sucked up into there and it twisted this off. And the original shaft, all this area here, is all smeared over, so I can't get the blade back on. I don't know that it's fixable or not, but for the cost and the effort, I'll just replace the quill shaft. The big difference of the non-OEM one is it comes with a Zerk. I don't know. A bearing's a bearing. You can pound a 6203 RS. You can pound all that's the bearing that's in here. You can pound all, well, first of all, it's a sealed bearing, so I don't know how the grease is supposed to get in there. And second of all, you can grease a bearing as much as you want, but that bearing will still die because it is a contact bearing, and the contact is the point where it wears out. So anyway, that's my spiel for the day. So let me get under there and we'll continue on. So I tried to get on the bottom of the quill shaft with vice grips, and unfortunately that bolt is really extremely, that nut right there, that one, it's tight. So what I think I'm going to try to do is drop the shaft and put it on an angle to see if I can hit it with an impact. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but wow, is this stuff ever tight? I don't understand. Nope. It's cold here today too, so it's not helping. I don't have any electric tools with me today, so we're doing it with a ratchet. Okay, I gotta do this is hilarious, this one-handed shit. But you guys like to see bolts get removed, so why not, right? I got a story to tell you. So the backstory today was the sadness at the homestead was it's been a bad. Last weekend was horrible. What happened is we had to put our beloved Sherman to sleep. I don't know if he's been in a few of the videos. Oh, and yeah, Sherman the Wonder Dog, Sherman the German. We had to put the poor little bugger away. He's 16 years old and he had some mouth issues. And yeah, that was the sadness that I alluded to in the beginning video of this, I think. Okay, I can't do this one hand. It's just annoying the hell out of me. So let me put this down. And yeah, so if everybody could think about Sherman. We still have Ellie, his sister, but Sherman's gone off to a better place, I hope. And yeah, that's what owning pets is all about. That someday you have to say goodbye, and it's rough. So let me get this out, and then we'll come back to the video and see where we are. Okay, I got it loose with an impact. I used this big old bugger because I couldn't find my adapter for my air impact. Put it on an angle. I was able to squish down a long socket in there to bust the, that's a lock nut on there. I got it to bust loose. I had to do it by unbolting the whole quill shaft and putting it on an angle to be able to get the impact down. Would have been nice if they drilled a hole here to go straight down onto the onto that nut, because you know these quill shafts, they do get replaced, but you know, engineering being what it is, I mean, there's a piss load of extra holes in these things. Pop off the running board, have a hole there. Sorry, pop off the running board here, the cover where your footwell is, and then have a hole go straight down through to be able to get onto that nut. And that would be a good thing. But they make these things to be as cheap as possible. We all know that. I don't know who we think we're kidding. So I am going to keep going on. I can hold on to the bottom half of the quill shaft now. The lock nuts, it's got a lot of resistance, but I'll get that, and then we'll pull the shaft out and see what's going on. Stand by. Okay, there it is. I got it out. So what I did is screw the nut back on, smack it with a hammer, and pop it out, because to get this off is a little bit difficult. It doesn't just slide right off. There's a bit of interference fed. You can see that's the OEM. It has the number on it. Let's compare that with the aftermarket. So one could say that the parts that you buy on Amazon are Chinese, but I will guarantee you 110% that part is made in China as well. So you're not, I don't think, you know, none of the parts on this thing are basically, other than the stampings and some of the weldings and that, there's not, you know, so, you know, there's the proof right there. Proudly built in America from domestic and global components. So what do you think global components means? So there you go. So let's hold on a sec. We'll take a look at that other one. So we got them side by each. The big major difference, like I said before, was the bearing and the grease zerk here, or grease nipple, whatever you want to call it. One thing to note, like, I mean, you look at these, they're pretty much damn identical. The only thing I don't see is the casted in part number, and that has the part number casted in for right there for Aaron. So when they order it, because they're buying these things by, you know, shipping container load. And I mean, what else is going to be different, right? So we'll pop this one in. The one thing I wanted to show you, if you use the whole assembly, the splines on the pulley are started on one side only. It does not slide right on. You can see, I don't know if you can see down in that hole, there's a little difference. It's got like a lead, so it starts on one direction and it won't on the other. So just be mindful of that when you put it back together, and you won't run into any problems. And there is a spacer right there. That spacer has to, you get a new one, but make sure, sorry, I'm off focus. That little spacer there brings the pulley up, so make sure you don't forget the spacer. The new lock, this is a top lock nut. Sorry about the hammer wax, but you can see where it had compression marks in it, and that's the lock. That's what holds that in place. So the new one doesn't have that. It's nylock, which will work just as well. I had to beat that off with a hammer a little bit. I didn't damage the pulley, so it's completely reusable at some point in time. Because this machine has, I think, 26 hours less 12, because I left the key turned on one time, and I think it took 12 hours to kill the battery. So it's like 12, 14 hours maybe. I don't know, 14, 15 hours. So, you know, if I can, I'm going to try and fix this shaft, because it has no time on it. And this pulley has no time on it. So I'll save this stuff, because why not? And I'll get this installed, and then we'll be good to go from there. So remember, the pulley goes on easy one way, not the other. And once you tighten it down with a nut, it probably won't matter after that. But anyway, yeah, nothing, no special tools. Going in should be easier, because I'll be able to bolt the blade on the bottom to be able to hold on to tighten down the spindle nut, the quill nut that holds on the pulley. So it's kind of reverse operation putting it back together, but not so much. If there's something that I need to show you guys, I'll step in there and show it to you. Okay, getting ready to put this back in. Got my trusty anti-seize, because you guys know I love the stuff, right? We know that. So I'm going to anti-seize the shaft. Alright, because why not? Anti-seize is cheap insurance. Sorry. Okay, boys and girls, we're back at putting her back together again. I got the trusty anti-seize out. I'm going to anti-seize all this stuff up, because you know I'm all about the anti-seize. And I got to remember to keep my focus on what I'm doing through the camera, because I don't. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to put it on the bolts, because why not? Let's get these bolts here, because I can do these ones really easy. Right? That one there. And then I'll continue on. I'll get this put into place. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like, because it's just a matter of me sliding this into the situation it needs to be in and then tightening it down. So let me get that done. Alright, got the quill shaft in. These two bolts I left out because we got to put the pulley on. And then we got to put this blade, this belt guard on. It's got to go on right there like that. So that's why those two bolts, I just had them in temporary to get these ones tight. So it's in there tight enough that I can continue the assembly. Pardon me guys if I get this video a little bit messed up, because I'm outside and I can't see the screen very well. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to make sure that I'm in frame, but I'll do my best, and we'll keep going on. So I'm going to put the pulley on now. And I'll probably put the blade on the bottom so I can hold the shaft still while I put the top nut on. So let me get that set up and I'll come back to you. Stand by. Okay, here we go. I got that bolted in. That's just as slick as can be. Both blades are on. We're going to go up top, finish up with the top pulley. And the top nut that holds the pulley down to the shaft, my spacer's already on. These two bolts will go in, and so will the belt guard. Make sure, just as a PSA, that your star is engaged properly on the star on the shaft before you tighten all the way down. Okay, so let's go back up top. Okay, why the hell not? Let's do an oil change. These side panels, you got to pop the little Christmas tree down there. I always end up pulling them through the plastic. I don't know if you can see them right here. And then you just lift up. Remember to lift up on these side panels. The cover panels. They're a pain. They're decorative, but I don't know. There you go. I'm going to pull the oil filter and drain the oil. Okay. Got the oil filter put on. Can you see it there? Yeah, there it is right there. Pulled the Christmas tree plug out to hold the panel off. Drain the oil out. So you got to use a piece of hose. Mine came with the tractor, but I lost it, so that's just something else I had. And then you twist lock here. This yellow thing's the drain valve. Pretty easy. Keeps the spilling to a minimum, although it won't tell you that there'll be no such thing as spilling, because you're going to spill. Here's the other side panel, the Christmas tree plug. Yeah, I got a little bit of blood. Cut myself. This is the hole for the fresh oil to go into. The fresh oil hole. Ah, yeah, bugger, get over here. Let's put that right there. We'll wipe it off. And then we got the fresh oil. I think they said this thing takes 1.5 liters. So we'll see what it takes to get her up. Oh yeah. So you know what we're putting in there? And that's about the speed at which you can put it in so it doesn't overflow. That's the Intech 18.5. Some people say it's a good motor, some people say it ain't. But it's what it came with. I'm not a real big fan of those power motors. So let me check the oil level and we'll see where we're at. Stand by. Yeah, air filter's there. It's looking pretty decent. Oh yeah, that's pretty clean. That's good to keep going. I did replace the fuel filter last season, so I'm not going to change that. There's really no need to. If this was a paid service, I would probably do all that, but this is my own personal use, and I know, you know, how long stuff is good for. Okay, what's going on with this thing? The more they make things easy, the more harder they get. Let me stand by. Let me figure this out, for the love of God. Alright, oil's topped up. Blades are changed. New quill shaft. Engine oil filter replaced. We didn't need a fuel filter. That's okay. Everything else seems to be good. Ready to go. We're going to try it and see how it cuts. I got a little bit of gas left in for last year. I think what I'll do is run that gas out, put in fresh fuel. So I don't want to blend down that old gas with new gas. So we'll do that, and we should be good to go. So thanks again for being on the channel, for supporting us, for hitting those like buttons, for hitting the subscription. We appreciate it. The channel appreciates it, and we're gonna keep on producing quality video for you guys. So there you go. That's the YTH 18542, and we hopped it up. Scalp wheels, as you can see at the back here. We're going to get all that set up the way it's got to be set up. We're going to give it a try and see how it works. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.